The Catholic world watched with bated breath on May 8, 2025, as white smoke billowed from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel in Vatican City. A new pope had been chosen. The anticipation turned to astonishment as the identity of the 267th successor to St. Peter was revealed: Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, the Archbishop of Chiclayo, Peru. He would take the name Pope Leo XIV, becoming the first-ever American pope. This historic election brought to a close a period of uncertainty following the relatively brief tenure of Pope Francis. Pope Leo XIV's election signaled a potential shift in the Church's direction, with many hoping for a renewed focus on traditional values and doctrinal clarity. Others, however, saw in the new pontiff a man of deep humility and pastoral experience who might bridge divides and foster unity within the Church. The selection of an American pope was met with a mixture of excitement and apprehension in the United States. Some worried about the potential for the papacy to become entangled in American politics. Others saw it as an opportunity for the Church to better understand and address the unique challenges facing American Catholics. The early days of Pope Leo XIV's papacy were marked by a flurry of activity, as he set about appointing key advisors and shaping his agenda. It was clear from the outset that he intended to make his mark on the Church and the world. The question on everyone's mind was, what kind of pope would Leo XIV be? Robert Francis Prevost was born in Chicago, Illinois in 1955. He was the son of devout Catholic parents who instilled in him a strong faith from a young age. After excelling in his studies at a local Catholic high school, Prevost went on to earn a Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics from Villanova University in 1977. Following his undergraduate studies, Prevost felt a call to the priesthood. He entered the Order of St. Augustine and began his theological formation at the Catholic Theological Union in Chicago, where he obtained a Master of Divinity degree in 1982. Driven by a passion for canon law, he continued his studies at the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas, known as the Angelicum, in Rome. He earned a licentiate in canon law in 1984 and a doctorate in canon law in 1987. Prevost's intellectual prowess was evident in his academic achievements, but he was also drawn to pastoral ministry. In 1985, he was sent to Chulucanas, Peru as a missionary. This experience would have a profound impact on his life, instilling in him a deep love for the poor and marginalized. Returning to Peru in 1988, Prevost served in various roles within the Augustinian province of Trujillo. He was a prior, formation director and professor, demonstrating his versatility and commitment to the order. This period also allowed him to deepen his understanding of the Latin American Church and its unique challenges. Pope Leo XIV's path to the papacy was marked by a steady ascent through the ranks of the church hierarchy. His exceptional administrative skills and deep theological knowledge did not go unnoticed, and he was entrusted with increasingly important responsibilities. In 1999, Prevost was elected provincial of the Augustinian province of Chicago. He served 2 terms in this role, overseeing the spiritual and administrative well-being of the Augustinian friars in the region. His leadership abilities and collaborative approach earned him the respect of his fellow Augustinians. In 2001, Prevost was elected Prior General of the Order of St. Augustine, the highest leadership position within the order. He served 2 terms in this role, traveling extensively and working tirelessly to promote the Augustinian charism of community life and intellectual pursuit. His tenure was marked by a renewed emphasis on the order's missionary outreach and a deepening commitment to social justice. Prevost's elevation to the episcopate came in 2014 when Pope Francis appointed him Apostolic Administrator of the Diocese of Chiclayo, Peru. He was ordained a bishop the same year. This appointment reflected Pope Francis's desire to have bishops with significant pastoral experience and a heart for the poor. Prevost quickly endeared himself to the people of Chiclayo with his humility and compassion. In 2015, Prevost was appointed Bishop of Chiclayo, a position he held until his election as Pope. During his time as bishop, he worked tirelessly to address the needs of his flock, focusing on education, healthcare, and the promotion of human dignity. He was a vocal advocate for the poor and marginalized, often speaking out against injustice and inequality. The election of Pope Leo XIV was a watershed moment in the history of the Catholic Church. Never before had an American ascended to the throne of St. Peter. His election brought with it a unique set of challenges and opportunities, both for the Church and for the new Pope himself. One of the most pressing challenges facing Pope Leo XIV was the growing secularization of the West. In Europe and North America, church attendance was declining, and traditional moral values were increasingly being challenged. Pope Leo XIV would need to find new ways to engage a culture that was increasingly indifferent or even hostile to the message of the gospel. Another challenge facing the new pope was the rise of nationalism and populism around the world. These forces threatened to divide people along ethnic and religious lines, undermining the Church's message of unity and brotherhood. Pope Leo XIV would need to be a voice for dialogue and reconciliation in a world that seemed increasingly polarized. Despite these challenges, Pope Leo XIV also had a unique opportunity to shape the direction of the Church in the 21st century. As the first American pope, he brought a fresh perspective to the papacy, one shaped by the experiences and values of the United States. He was uniquely positioned to build bridges between the Church and the modern world. In his first public address as Pope, Leo XIV spoke of the need for peace, unity, and a renewed commitment to the gospel. He called on Catholics around the world to be instruments of God's love and mercy, reaching out to those on the margins of society. His words were met with hope and enthusiasm by Catholics and non-Catholics alike. Only time will tell what legacy Pope Leo XIV will leave on the Church and the world. But one thing is certain, his election marked the beginning of a new chapter in the long and storied history of the Catholic Church.